Good morning, 7th class. This is your English language class, and this is your English language book. The book name is English Grammar and Composition. This book is a session for 2020-2021. So let's start about let's start English language and chapter number 1. The name of chapter 1 is sentences and their kind. I think everybody knows about sentences. Let's revise about sentence. Everybody know what is sentence? Sentence is a group of words that have a complete sense. So first of all, we have to read these sentences. Akbar was greatest ruler Mughal of India. Is this sentence? No, it is not sentence. Why? Because it is not in proper way. The proper way of this sentence is Akbar was the greatest Mughal ruler of India. Now see the second sentence. The hottest star is sun. It is also not in proper way. The proper way is the sun is the hottest star. Number 3 sentence. Today never it rained. The right way is it never rained today. Now fourth, the maid is not of tiles. The maid is roof of tiles. The proper way is the roof is made of tiles. So what would you understand to read these sentences? This means a sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. So this is the definition of sentence. The definition of sentence is a sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. On the basis of sentence is we should remember that there are 3 rules. Number 1, a sentence always begins with a capital letter. Number 2, the words must be placed in their proper order so that they make complete sense. Number 3, a sentence generally ends with a full stop, question mark and exclamation mark. A sentence has 2 parts. A sentence has 2 parts as subject or predicate. You know what is subject? The subject is a word or a group of words about which something is said. As Rekha is well versed in the art of painting. In this sentence, what is subject? The word Rekha is subject. And a predicate? Predicate is the word or a group of words which says something about the subject. So, in this sentence, what is predicate? Predicate is well versed in the art of painting. Subject verb arrangement. How can we arrange subject or verb in a sentence? So subject verb arrangement indicates that the subject must agree with the verb that expresses the action performed by the subject. Example, Hina play with the cat. In the above example sentence is an example of correct subject. So now stop at this moment. All of we Read rules for sentence formation. Subject and verbs must agree in number. For example, the dog growls when he is angry. Number 2, the dogs growl when they are angry. This is number. It is one dog and these are plural dogs, many dogs. This is singular form, this is plural form. So subject and verb must agree in number. Rule number 2, use a singular verb after each, neither, everyone, everybody, nobody and someone. Example, nobody is here. B, everybody helps when there is a crisis. There is a crisis. Okay. Rule number 3, the words that comes between the subject and the verb do not affect agreement. For example, the dog who is chewing on my jeans is usually very good. Rule number 4, prepositional phrases that comes between the subject and the verb do not change the number of the subject. For example, the mother together with her children is waiting. B, the colors of the rainbow are beautiful. Rule number 5, when the verb comes before the subject, as in there or here sentences, it agrees with the subject that immediately follows the verb. For example, there is a tree in the garden. Here are my shoes. Rule number 6, when the word number is preceded with the word a, use a plural verb. When the word number is preceded with the word the, use a singular verb. For example, a number of people are waiting to see you. Example number 2, the number of stars in the sky seems countless. Rule number 7, subject don't come always before verbs in questions. Identify the subject carefully before deciding on the proper verb form to use. For example, where are the piece of the puzzle? The two subjects are joined by and they require a plural verb form. For example, the dog and the cat are outside. Example number B, both the teacher and the students were surprised. Rule number 9. The verb is singular if the two subjects separated by and refer to the same person or thing. Example, Rajma and rice is my mother's favorite dish. Rule number 10. Use a singular verb after each, neither, everyone, everybody, nobody, and someone. For example, everybody helps when there is a crisis. Example number 2. Somebody wants to speak to you. Rule number 11. Measurements of money, time, and distances usually require a singular verb. Example, $100 is a lot of money for a bottle of wine. Number 2. 2 hours is a long time to wait to see a doctor. Example number C. 93 million miles is the distance of the sun to the earth. Rule number 12. Several, many, both, few are plural words and take a plural verb. For example, both are happy with the grades they got. Example number B. Many were lost on the way. Rule number 13. When gerunds are used as the subject of a sentence, they take the singular verb form, but when they are linked by and, they take the plural form. For example, standing in water was a bad idea. Example number 2. Swimming and playing guitar are my hobbies. Rule number 14. Some words such as none, any, all, more, most, some, majority, half may take either singular or plural verbs depending on the meaning. For example, all the money has been spent. Example number 2. All of the students know the answer. Rule number 15. Collective nouns like herd, sonnet, class, crowd, etc. usually take a singular verb form. For example, the herd is grazing near the pond. The next part of this chapter is kinds of sentence. Everybody know how many kinds of sentence? There are 4 kinds of sentence, as declarative or assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, or exclamative sentence. Declarative or assertive sentence, a sentence that makes a statement or assertion, is called assertive or declarative sentence. Assertive sentences ends with a period. Example, he likes to play chess. B, they are singing a song. C, she does not like coffee. D, they are not at home. A declarative sentence can be positive or negative. Sentences A and B show affirmative statements. Sentence C and D show negative statement. We place a full stop at the end of an assertive or declarative sentence. Number 2, interrogative sentence. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. For example, do you like mangoes? How old are you? Where are you from? All three sentences have question mark. So identify this type of sentence. You can identify the mark of question mark. In the above examples, sentence A is a yes or no question, and the sentence 2 and 3, yeah, B and C is a WH question. A mark of interrogation or a question mark is placed at the end of an interrogative sentence. Imperative sentence. A sentence that expresses a request, command or advice is called an imperative sentence. For example, please help me. This is request. B. Exercise daily to keep yourself fit. This is advice. Get me a glass of water. This is order. A full stop is placed at the end of an imperative sentence. Exclamatory sentence. A sentence that expresses strong feelings or emotions is called an exclamatory sentence. These sentences express surprise, joy, sorrow, appreciation, love, excitement, frustration, anger, etc. For example, Hurrah, we won the match. B. What a beautiful city Chandigarh is. C. Alas, her husband is no more. An exclamation mark is placed at the end of an exclamatory sentence. Question tags. Question tags are the short questions that we put on the end of sentences. The question tags ask the opinion of the person to whom these are addressed, but they really do not do so. They take his or her agreement for granted. Mostly these are used in conversation. We can change a statement into a question by adding a question tag. A question tag consists of a verb and a pronoun. It contains a short form ending with an T. Rule number 1. A positive statement is followed by a negative question tag. For example, he is a doctor, isn't he? B. You work in a bank, don't you? Number 2. A negative statement is followed by a positive question tag. For example, you haven't met him, have you? B. She isn't coming, is she? Number 3. The question tag uses the same verb as the main part of the sentence. If this is an auxiliary verb, have, be, then the question tag is made with the auxiliary verb. For example, they have gone away for a few days, haven't they? B. They weren't here, were they? Next, when the verb in the main sentence is in the present simple, we form the question tag with do or does. For example, she eats apple, doesn't she? B. Alison likes tennis, doesn't she? When the statement contains a word with a negative meaning, the question tag needs to be positive. For example, he hardly ever speak. Does he? They rarely eat in restaurants. Do they? Next. If the verb is in the past simple, we use did. For example, they went to the cinema, didn't they? B. She studied in New Zealand, didn't she? Next. If there is a modal verb in the main part of the sentence, the question tag uses the same modal verb. Example, they couldn't hear me, could they? You wouldn't tell anyone, will you? Some verbs expressions have different question tags. For example, I am attractive, aren't I? Positive imperative, stop daydreaming, will or wouldn't you? Negative imperative, don't stop singing, will you? Have got possession, he has got a car, hasn't he? This or that is, this is John's pen, isn't it? There is are. There aren't any spider in the room, are there? Let's go to the beach, shall we? Yes or no questions. Yes or no questions are questions whose expected answer is either yes or no. Question number 1. Are you sitting on a table? Yes, I am. Number 2. Are your friends staying with you? No, they aren't. Number 3. Do you play cricket? No, I do not. Number 4. Do your parents speak French? No, they do. The principal is not late for school, is he? Yes, he is. Is it raining? No, it isn't. WH questions. WH questions. WH interrogative sentences begin with the WH word and call for an open-ended answer. A yes or no answer isn't appropriate for the WH questions, nor does the question provide alternative answers. The answer can be a simple response or complex explanation. They elicit an open-ended response. WH questions begins with what, which, who, whom, whose, when, how, why, where, how much, how many, etc. These are question words, their meanings, and these are examples. So now this chapter is completed. As homework, all of you will write all the definitions of this chapter in your notebook with example also, and main points as rules and notes also, with WH questions chart. That's all. Thank you.